And a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. And I wonder where you set the boundaries in life. It's an interesting question because when we talk about boundaries, we often assume that we need to put up barriers to make sure other people don't trespass too much on our personal space. But there are other boundaries, there are limitations which we adopt within the compass of our own lives that might be getting in the way of what's really possible for you. Uh, It's amazing how we set limits. I mean, most of us, if we've ever done any serious exercise, will know that there are perceived limits to what we're capable of experiencing, to what we're capable of achieving. But the fact is, as any serious athlete will tell you, we usually quit when we're about 40% of the max. Well, we stop well below the halfway point because it's very much a question of whether we have decided to quit, whether we decided to go on. We take information coming from the body and say, oh, it's too much, I'm going to stop. This is not an invitation for you to find new ways to cause pain and to inflict injury, but I'm interested in the way that we set limitations on what we think is possible. It doesn't mean that we have to abandon all the limitations that help us to feel more secure in life. There are some really useful practical purposes for the limitations that we set up. But some of them might be getting in the way of your progress. Some of those limitations might be impacting on your belief system about what's really possible in your life. And that's why I'd like to invite you to take a few moments just to pause, hit that pause button and relax, breathe a little more deeply, and become more aware of how you respond when you approach those barriers, those emotional barriers where you think, oh, I can't do this, or I don't deserve this. This kind of reaction can occur in almost every area of your life, in your work, your career, your home, in your private life, especially in areas which are very sensitive, where we set barriers to what we're prepared to experience in life, especially in terms of taking risks in talking about how we feel and being able to communicate effectively. I know the list is encyclopedic in its complexity and in the spectrum that it covers. I don't want you to make this too complicated. I simply request that you take a moment or two to think, to analyze how you are feeling when you get to those limits. Why can't you experience life on a stronger, happier, perhaps even a more fulfilling level? What's getting in the way? Are there barriers which say, I'm not the kind of person who can experience happiness or loving, supportive relationships? Whatever it is, it's asking for deeper inquiry, for you to work out where do those limitations come from? Where do those barriers, those boundaries arise in your life? They're usually a product of early childhood conditioning, but we're not going to place all of life's experiences within the compass of what happened in childhood. We are able to make choices and decisions right now based on what we feel is appropriate. And some of those barriers and limitations are holding you back. And I'm inviting you to think a little more carefully about where it might be worthwhile to expand the limits, to step over some of those boundaries where we might feel uncomfortable in order for you to fulfill your unexpressed potential, to have a more fulfilling, a happier, stronger, more balanced life. Let me know what you think. I've worked with some amazing people over the years who have shown enormous courage in stepping over boundaries which initially felt impossible to cross, uncomfortable areas, but that led them to discoveries about themselves and what they were capable of doing in life, which proved to be extremely fulfilling. I'd love to hear your views on the subject. It's always good to hear from you, and in the meantime, allow me to wish you a wonderful day.